like to introduce my compatriot, Mr. Oscar Hernandez, the leader of the Spanish Harlem Orchestra and the winner of Best Salsa Grammy for this year.
Thank you, Bobby, and thank you all for being here and supporting this important cause. I want to preface what I'm saying, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to read in my statement by saying that I won the Grammy twice. My faith was restored by NARAS when I won the Grammy twice, because we were not the front runners, we were not the most popular, we were not the best-selling artists. But in my heart, I felt we had the best record both times we won. So, to be perfectly honest and truthful, my faith was restored in the voting process in NARAS. So I just want to put that out there. In any case, I'm here to show support and solidarity for those of us that feel that NARAS has made a bad decision in deciding to eliminate some categories from Grammy consideration as part of their restructuring of the Grammy voting process. I am extremely dismayed and disappointed in their decision, and I sincerely hope that the show of support from coast to coast would urge NARAS to rethink their decision. And speaking of one category that is very personal to me, Latin jazz, I can say that this genre has been an important part of the fabric of American music for now 7 decades, with roots that go even further back than that. Represented by such notable artists as Dizzy Gillespie, Machito, Maria Balsa, Tito Puente, Calgeira, Momo Santa Maria, Cachao, just to name a few, and current artists such as Eddie Palmieri, Paquito de Rivera, Arturo Sandoval, Chucho Valdez, Michel Camilo, Gonzalo Rubalcaba, and LA's own Peter Escovedo, Justo Mario, Alex Acuña, Ibrahim Laborio, Moncho Sanchez, just to name a few. How can we deny that this music and these artists do not merit their own category? Given the fact of the important historical significance of this music in this country that we live in. We must ask ourselves, what does it say for Latin jazz music going forward? NARA's decision, if not reversed, will affect the livelihood of many great musicians and will have far more implications for years to come than can be made in any one statement. As mentioned in the Grammys website, the Grammys are the only peer-presented award to honor artistic achievement, technical proficiency, and overall excellence in the recording industry, without regard to album sales or chart position. NARAS places an importance on the value and impact of music and arts education and the urgency of preserving our rich cultural heritage. How does eliminating Latin jazz and some of the other categories preserve our rich musical heritage? Thank you.
If I may, before I bring up the next person, I'd like to read a short statement from Carlos Santana and his wife Cindy Blackman Santana. We all know who Carlos Santana is, and the world knows who he is. He says, "Dear NARAS trustees, it has come to our attention that you have reduced the number of 2012 Grammy Awards from 109 to 78. We heard that categories such as rap performance by a duo or group, or some of the instrumental categories of pop, rock, and country, traditional gospel, children's spoken word album, Zydeco or Cajun album, and classical crossover album have been completely cut. And then we heard about the cuts to the Latin and jazz categories. The biggest and most irresponsible cut to us is that you have eliminated Latin jazz. Apparently, the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences is downsizing, even though no category was removed from the awards. It's simply a bad move. It makes us wonder if you were doing this for other motives. Without Tito Puente, Dizzy Gillespie, George Roberto, and countless others, there would be no Santana. These Latin jazz artists helped launch and craft countless genres of American and world music and are just as vibrant today as they were at any other point in history. To remove Latin jazz and many other ethnic categories is doing a huge disservice to the brilliant musicians who keep this music vibrant for their fans, new and old. In fact, the entire restructuring of the Latin field with groups like Best Latin Pop Out Award combining Best Latin Rock, Alternative, or Urban Album to create the new Best Latin Pop is ridiculous, considering the fact that the Latin market and population is the fastest growing segment in the United States. We strongly protest this decision, and we ask you to represent all of the colors of the rainbow when it comes to music and give ethnic music a place in the heart of music lovers everywhere. Sincerely, Carlos Santana and Cindy Blackman Santana. Emerson, would you like to hear? I'd like to introduce Emerson Brand from Emerson Brand Management. He's here with
Good morning. My name is Emerson Brand. I'm from Emerson Brand Management, a boutique agency that represents a lot of jazz, Latin jazz, and world music musicians. As a member of NARAS, I actually wrote Mr. Cornell. I'm expressing my discontent at the decision to discontinue many of the categories in which I work and represent the body of work in which many of us work. This move not only lessens the chance to many musicians worldwide to receive this award, but it also goes against the primary mission of NARAS, which is to honor artistic achievement, technical proficiency, and overall excellence in the recording industry without regard to album sales or chart position. This year, just like Oscar, my faith was also renewed with NARAS, seeing that Esperanza Spalding had actually won over Justin Bieber. However, the elimination and reduction of categories are the actions that show what many of us have voiced, and something that I concur. Somehow, in the last few decades, artistic quality has become irrelevant. In the dash for cash, it's all about shooting low to the sweet pot where most people leave to the purveyors can make money now. And this was actually a quote from Bob Lefsetz. So I don't know if any of you want to follow him. But it has become something where the Academy is actually much more interested on what the... I'm sorry, I'm just blanking out right now. I apologize for that. What CBS broadcast, the sponsors, or any other people putting money into the actual spectacle, which is what it has become. It's no longer about the art, the form of recording, but rather a spectacle. Mr. Cornell, I just hope that you, along with the board members that made this decision, can actually think about it again and reinstate these categories and not lump them with other categories that may not even go with. So please, again, I hope that this works.